Hello, Rama Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a relaxed and peaceful life. Now let's go to chapter 35, part 2, The Ways of Kashmiris. The dress of the people is characteristic of the rigors of the climatic conditions. Both the males and females wear a long tonga or peran, as they call it, reaching below the knees, made invariably of wool either of coarse patu or of fine texture called pashmina. The sleeves of these gowns extend beyond the hands, the loose ends serving the purpose of gloves to protect the hands from cold. The old folk go about with a peran, high-heeled wooden sandals, having straps made of grass ropes covering their feet, and an old-fashioned turban, while the young men use boots and shoes, tight pants, long coats and turbans after the Punjabi style. The women adhere to their old mode of dress, the peran with long sleeves. These have a small white veil covering only the back part of the head, and above the forehead they have a white celluloid band to signify that they are married. The unmarried and the widows are without this band. The ornaments the women wear are of the Muslim style. A number of thin white rings are pierced through the edge of the ears. They have the custom of bearing the crimson mark on the forehead, which is conspicuously absent among the Punjabi ladies. The Pandits are a fair complexioned race. Some of the young Panditians Ramdas saw in Kashmir possessed a beauty in features and color, which was quite unique and ethereal. Their gait was peculiarly their own. They would walk in all their majesty and stateliness like veritable queens. The spoken language of both the Muslim and Pandits is a strange mixture of several tongues: Sanskrit, Urdu, and Persian. It has no script. The written language for all business, legal, and other purposes is Urdu. The fertile valley of Kashmir was in the past, before the advent of the British in India, a cynosure in the eyes of the Persian invaders who raided and pillaged the place, converting by force most of the Hindu population to Islam. The present generation of Muslims in Srinagar are the descendants of the Pandits converted during the invasions and reigns of Muslim kings. In language and mode of dress, a Muslim and a Pandit have no difference. The distinction is made out from the absence of the sandal mark between the eyebrows on the face of the Muslim, while the mark is very prominent on that of the Pandit. In regard to the food, it is almost common between the two communities. Both of them are rice and meat eaters. The hubble bubble used in smoking is in evidence in every house, and they have almost craze for tea drinking, in which they do 4 or 5 times a day. For keeping warm in winter, they do not use the stoves employed by Europeans in their houses in Europe. They have a small portable fire pot called kangdi, made of willow basket having a handle of the same material, with an earthen bowl-like vessel fitted into it. Charcoal is used to make fire in the bowl. These kangdis they keep within their peran, causing the heat to radiate all over the body underneath the gown. The staple food being rice, the cultivation is mainly of rice cobs. The rice they produce is a very big grain of reddish color. The principal vegetable they are very fond of, and without which they can hardly relish their dinner, is sag of kadam. Ghee and milk are seldom used by them. They take plenty of curds and cheese. Milk is abundant in Srinagar. Although the Muslim element is in the majority, there is no cow slaughter in Kashmir, as the Maharaja's government has prohibited it. The fruits of Kashmir are of the cold climate, and apples, peaches, pears, berries, etc., can be had in plenty and very cheap. The religion of the Pandits is Shaivism and Shakti worship. They are opposed to the order of sannyas, denoting external renunciation. There are sadhus among the Pandits, and they are mostly householders leading a religious life. The Pandit is proud of his learning and intellectual attainments. He would say, where the Western philosophy ends, There, the Eastern philosophy begins. Where the Eastern philosophy ends, there the Kashmiri philosophy begins. Pandits are undoubtedly an intelligent and keen-witted race. Their status as Brahmins prevented them from taking up avocations of manual labor, trade, and handicrafts, in which fields the Muslims are widely employed. The world-renowned Kashmir shawls are made by the skilled Muslim weavers in wood carving, furniture making, and papier-mâché work. The craftsmen of Kashmir are famous. Pandits go in only for the learned professions, but now these departments being overcrowded, they are slowly entering trade and other lines of employment. Music is unknown among them. They sing in a droll and droning voice the Sanskrit slogas and mantras in chorus, the intonation having a distinctive touch of Persian accent. The women in Srinagar are very backward in education, while the husbands are bachelors and masters of art. In many cases, the wives are perfectly illiterate and accept their Kashmiri jargon, a mixed language through which alone they can convey their thoughts verbally. They have no other means of intercourse. But late or post puberty marriages are very common among them. Often the girls are allowed to grow up to 17 or 18 years of age before they are married. The dowry system among them is as pernicious and incubus as in other parts of India. Ramdas had an occasion to attend a marriage ceremony of the Pandits. When the ritual was in progress and the Purohits were breathlessly chanting the mantras, Ramdas went into the room where the celebration was held to see the bride and bridegroom. The bridegroom could be seen, whereas the bride was completely covered with a veil made of thick white sheet of cloth. It is clear that many customs of the Pandits are borrowed from the Muslims, whose close contact with them, probably for centuries, had influenced them into adopting many of their customs and modes of living. Ramdas attended their marriage feast but did not partake of it, as he was mostly on milk diet. During his sojourn in Srinagar, the hundreds of guests assembled for the occasion were served food on the floor, on which they were made to sit in 3 or 4 long rows, as is the vogue in other parts of India. But what struck Ramdas as uncommon was that the guests were served meals in big earthen bowls. The relation between the Muslims and Pandits are very cordial. The Muslims, amongst whom illiteracy prevails to an amazing degree, are naturally undeveloped in moral culture, clean living, and refined manners, although they are accomplished in arts, handicrafts, trade, and agriculture. The Muslims have free access to the houses of Pandits. They can even enter the kitchen and the dining rooms of the Pandits. Untouchability is unknown among Kashmiris, and in the Hindu folk caste distinction has no place, except that the Pandits make some difference in the various grades among themselves based upon the traditional superiority and prestige of ancestry. But there is a free interdining and intermarriage among all classes of Pandits regarding the produce of the land in addition to rice and fruit, of which a large quantity of the latter is exported to the other parts of India. The people cultivate saffron or kesher in special fields at the close of the summer. The soil of Kashmir is rich and alluvial. That's all, folks. Let's see in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Pupoda.